Well, the toothy monster Labubu made Pop Mart a global phenomenon.
And now the Chinese company is looking to give its characters a longer life beyond the toy shelf.
From theme parks to films and exhibitions, Pop Mart building a world around its characters. At the same time, it's also looking for its next breakout hit. CNA's Metteo reports from Beijing.
What do you do when a toy becomes a global hit? For Pop Mart, the answer is a theme park. Welcome to Popland, where fans can step into the worlds of their favorite characters.
因为还是比较喜欢拿布布还有那个星星这两个 IP， 然后也想看看这边不是还有那个乐园限定款吗？
会再来，因为好多地方我看都没有开嘛。
对，就是那个拉布布，就是我玩那个还唱歌呢。
Located in Beijing's Chaoyang Park and spanning roughly 6 football fields, Popland reopened in April after more than a year of upgrades. The revamped theme park now features new rides and shows. And there's more to the story. Pop Mart tells me that fenced-off area across the lake is set to be transformed into new permanent themed zones inspired by other popular Pop Mart characters like Skull Panda and Twinkle Twinkle. Construction is due to start next year. It's all part of Pop Mart's push beyond toys and collectibles as the company builds new experiences around its characters. But beyond the attractions lies a bigger question. Can Pop Mart produce another hit on the scale of Labubu? Pop Mart's revenue nearly tripled last year to $5.4 billion, but about 40% of it came from The Monsters, the series which includes Labubu. That has fueled investor concerns over the company's reliance on its breakout star. Pop Mart shares fell by nearly 23% in March.
从财务数据上来讲，当然拉布布非常亮眼，但实际上我们其他的 IP 的营收的规模也非常的受消费者的欢迎。对 IP 产业来讲，它是一个慢生意。所有历史上大家看到的，比如说迪士尼也好、漫威也好、哈利波特也好，所有的 IP 是一定需要时间的沉淀。
The company says the answer isn't simply creating more characters. Instead, it's focused on extending the life of existing ones while continuing to develop new IPs.
比如说，最近可能大家关注的拉布已经开始要做拉布的大电影。当然，我们在已有 IP 开发的基础上，也在全球范围内去吸纳更多有全球影响力的新鲜的 IP 加入我们的体系。 那我们可以理解成，我们其实是一个 IP 的平台，我们在广泛的，吸引全球优秀的艺术家入驻，希望把他们的艺术的表达凝结成 IP 的产品，能够推向全球的消费市场。
That strategy is on display at Beijing's 798 Art District. Here, Pop Mart is celebrating 20 years of Molly with a special exhibition.
Molly 刚出来的时候，我特意为他做了一个他专有的小画室。
Inspired by a little girl he met at a charity fundraiser, artist Kenny Wong created Molly, one of Pop Mart's longest-running characters. Over the years, he has continually reinvented her through new collections.
当初我们的粉丝，我们之间的关系是莫莉是提供一种给他疗愈的一种关系，但是慢慢的粉丝社会的环境也不一样，他们对于这种情绪的需求都不一样。
For Pop Mart, Molly's longevity is proof that a successful character can outlast changing trends. It's the kind of staying power the company hopes more of its characters can achieve. Analysts say the push comes as competition intensifies.
What differentiates the Pop Mart, I think, is the ownership of its artist IPs. Rather than compare with other players such as the Minnesota, they are relying on more relying on the licensed content. But the Pop Mart has a stronger control over its IP portfolio, so that will allow the company to transform the IP collection products into a more life choice for the consumers.
Ms. Liu says consumers today are increasingly seeking emotional connection, self-expression, and a sense of belonging. The challenge for Pop Mart is creating characters that can stand the test of time and win fans within and far beyond China. Rebecca Metteo, CNA, Beijing.
Yeah, it's easy to think that Labubu was an overnight success, but it was years in the making. It goes back all the way back to 2019 when Pop Mart first licensed the character from artist Casting Lung and spent about 2 years developing the product before it became a global phenomenon. And they're not stopping there. They're actually constantly looking out for new artists and the next big thing.
Yeah, I think the key question is whether or not they will have the longevity of Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty. Mickey Mouse 1928 was when it was created, or when he was created. So, you know, it's a challenge. That's the challenge, holding on to the attention. Now, the numbers are pretty troubling. This is where you'll be interested. Business Insider says online visitors to Pop Mart, its online store, dropped from over 2.6 million last summer. In March, recently, it was about 285,000 only. So it says maybe part of the reason is because Pop Mart has opened physical stores. It opened 65 in the United States. Pop Mart, as we heard, is aware of the challenges, hence the new efforts that Rebecca was talking about. But here's what we know. Kids and toy collectors can be very fickle.
Yeah, it's a trend, right? And Labubu's explosive growth last year also took attention away from the strong performance of its other toys, because Pop Mart reported that 40% of its revenue was coming from Labubu sales last year, but that demand has now cooled off. Pop Mart sales in the US dropped about 42% in April, after 45% in March, according to a Bloomberg report. Its shares have fallen almost half from the August record. It's wiped out roughly $28 billion from the market value. The company has also guided for at least 20% growth this year. That's after clocking a 185% surge in revenues last year.
Yeah, despite those numbers, Pop Mart's CEO has pushed back against growth concerns. He's been saying in a recent interview that non-Labubu products made up about half of its U.S. revenue last year.
And although trends are now shifting past Labubu, I think we should take a step back. Remember, this was a rare instance of a Chinese product sparking a consumer frenzy in Western markets. And I think that makes it fairly significant in terms of consumer trends.
That's quite an accomplishment.